50,000 troops will stay for a year and a half. Now, some leading Democrats are asking, do we really want to leave behind 50,000 troops from August 2010 to the end of 2011?
Representative Joe Sestak is a Democrat from Pennsylvania. Congressman, good to see you today. What do you make of those criticisms that perhaps we're leaving too many troops in Iraq far longer than the American people would like to see?
About a year and a half ago, those would have been comments that I would have supported, where we needed to make sure by beginning a redeployment back then, as I was arguing, that the Iraqis needed to assume responsibility more immediately for their country. But the fact of the matter is that now there's a different environment. It's much more stable. So by leaving some behind in a fairly safe environment, we can actually even enhance their continuing stability. The important issue is this, though. President Obama has done something that is going to help our national security in two important ways. Number one, we've been damaged by this war, and he's going to reset the national security of America by resetting the Army, because it could not, over the last 4.5 years, respond to any other contingency anywhere else in the world. And second, he is going to make sure that the Al-Qaeda, the ones who planned against us in Pakistan and Afghanistan, where the Taliban there have been Al-Qaeda-ized, that we exterminate that threat. And finally, a diplomatic engagement, where we understand militaries do not fix problems, we stop them. And so he's going to have a comprehensive diplomatic, economic approach to this world where we hopefully prevent crises in the future. Well done by the president.
Congressman Sestak, you're the highest-ranking military official ever to serve in Congress. You were a 3-star admiral, so you know this stuff in a very first-hand way. What if all this doesn't work? What if, despite the best-laid plans, things don't come together? Do you envision a world where there aren't 50,000 troops left behind, but potentially 100,000, as the author Thomas Ricks suggested earlier today on MSNBC?
The captain of any ship has to make the best judgment based upon the facts. And the facts are that it appears, particularly when you look at the last vote, where in Iraq, over 50% of the Shia supported by Iran got the vote. This time it was like 6%. This country is saying we want stability. And so that bodes for the president that we can leave behind 50,000 troops, or maybe 30,000, because the country has voted for security. Now, he's also made it very clear, and I think this is right, that as we start to redeploy, based upon the contingencies, we might have to halt for a bit. But eventually, we will have everyone out by 2011 because our own defense interests demand it.
But Congressman, we were going to be out by 2011 regardless of who took over the White House, because the Iraqis want us out by 2011.
It seems as though two interests have wisely come together on that. Look, I have no doubt that if the Iraqis had not said that, and I argued this for the last 3 to 4 years, that if we had told them that we were going to redeploy, it would have forced those political leaders to have their militias stand down, because they would have known that they would have to assume the responsibility for their country, and we were not going to handle the burden that we have for far too long. I understand Tom Ricks's comments, but this is a very strong message to everyone that we will remain in that region strong, because we have vital interest there. But President Obama's next statement, without a doubt, is going to be explaining our real challenge, which is Afghanistan and Pakistan. And we can't address that real danger to us if we reside in Iraq with all our forces, because we don't have the forces at home that can respond and be in Afghanistan to the heft they need to. This is a very important move by him for our defense security.
Congressman Sestak, thank you so much. We'll continue to follow this story with you. Look forward to having you on again.
We just got this.